Hi beautiful people, hope you guys are doing fantastic wherever you are in this world. I'm not going to make this intro very long because there's so much to get into with Katie Joy, who seems to be unhinged, and at the end of the day it is only her doings that she is in the situation she is in, or the situations that she puts herself in. So the past week Katie Joy has been just getting bombarded with rejection and people actually speaking how they truly feel about her. So who can blame them? Everybody knows by now what type of person Katie Joy is, and it's like just rinse and repeat. So before we get into this, my usual disclaimer, please do not take what I say as fact. Feel free to do your own research and come to your own conclusion. After Without a Crystal Ball was served with a cease and desist from Dion DeRico on the 1st of the month, a normal person would just sit back, regroup, reflect, and just try figure out what are they doing wrong. But not for Katie Joy. She can't actually see and accept that certain things are just not working for her. She decided to insert herself once again in somebody else's story, and with all good reason got shut down by DUSTIN DAILEY. If you have not seen that video, I will link it down in my description box and you can go and watch it. Also, she also got called out by Gwendolyn Brown. Down the rabbit hole at bedtime, actually spilled the tea on that.
Gwen says, Katie Joy blocked me on Facebook, Instagram, and Patreon. Otherwise, I would call her out. But instead, I'm going to not be the bigger person. Though I feel like I'm ultimately the bigger person because I'm not writing like 10 articles like she would. She blocked me because she's a coward. Also, she said that she would never share anything from my Patreon, but that's a lie. This is officially a Katie Joy hate page. Love, unless you're Katie Joy, Gwendolyn.
And I will also leave that full video link down in the description box so you can go ahead and watch it. Then she makes these posts which read, I don't know who needs to hear this, but contrary to loud voices on the internet, I'm not getting sued again. I'm not wasting my time on a person whose social media following is smaller than mine. Also, to my devoted viewers and followers, thank you. I'm just as sick of this crap as you, but it's the business that I'm in. Please do not spread hate to defend me, ever. Okay, Jan. She goes on to post about the story that is going on in Texas in regard to Rudy Farias, and she got very little, and I'm emphasizing very little traction or engagement with that posting. Then she posted about the Goslings, and same thing, no one was interested. Went back to the Rudy Farias story and maybe to give it one more try to see if anyone will be interested and if it'll gain a little bit more traction, but unfortunately it did not. This is when the woe is me started, the pity party started. I am all alone. The island that I want to be on alone is getting way too lonely. So here we go. Let me use my son as a ploy. Let me use him as a shield. Let me use him to get some sympathy and some pity. She made this post, personal post. My son is my world. I wake up every day and I'm so grateful for the job that I have. 5 years ago, our lives were at the lowest we had ever been. My poor son had gone through 3 brain surgeries and open heart surgery in the span of 9 months. Let me just stop there for a minute. Off the back, I'm going to say this. If you truly were that grateful for the job that you have, Katie Joy, and if your son is truly your world, you wouldn't be doing a quarter of the shit that you do. And you wouldn't be this negligent and reckless with the job you do in regard to your work. Let's move on. We were not prepared for his health to deteriorate all at once. We knew he would need certain surgeries, but did not anticipate it would all happen in a short period. During this time, I had to quit my corporate job. We were single income and scraping by after building a new home. We poured all of our energy into our son and his health. We lost friends, became isolated, and lost family. We learned very quickly how little people care to rally around children with life-threatening diseases unless it serves their needs. We learned quickly that unless your child can benefit a non-profit for a photo op, people don't actually show up for you. We gave up our lives, and we do not regret a minute of it. When no one stood by him, we did. His doctors also never stopped believing in him. He recovered from these painful procedures. He will need more heart and brain surgeries throughout his life. We still are alone and have lost nearly every single family member and friend. Why? Because having a child with chronic illness is inconvenient for most people. Our stress and anxiety is not useful for healthy relationships. And all of our time, money, and resources go to him. Next time one of these arsehole creators come for me and call me names, I'm not going to come for them, because I know that this job has given our family the freedom we need to support our son, pay for his expensive durable medical equipment, theory, nurses, and to save for his future. We don't spend lavishly. All of our money goes to him. We don't ask for help from anyone. We don't have family that helps. We don't have friends that care. We only have us. If me working to support my son is offensive to you, kiss off. While you are dragging me over petty crap, I'm dealing with real life crap. My son will never be cured. He will always need support, and I'm gonna work my ass off to ensure that these needs are met, period. Katie Joy, if you go around calling an innocent man a pedophile with zero evidence, I don't think that's petty crap. Just saying. To all that, I say this. First of all this that our son went through with all these surgeries was 5 years ago. Maybe a year or two ago, he had an issue, and in my opinion, his parents caused that issue because they were made aware that too much of the iPad was not good for him. Yet, she did not listen, and she even had a nurse removed that actually told her that too much of the iPad was not good for her son. And he suffered a few years later when his shunt setting was moved and caused this poor kid the worst headache in his life. And his mom left him with that headache for 3 days because she thought she knew better. Once again, talking about something that happened 5 years ago. Today, he is doing so well. You all decided to build this massive home whilst knowing that your son had all these complications. And you are not the first and will not be the last to have left your corporate job to take care of your sick child. And you say it yourself. He recovered from these painful procedures. He is thriving. Let him have his moment. Celebrate that with him. Now that he is doing good and living a good life, give him that grace. Give him that opportunity. In my opinion, you lost family members and friends, not because of your son, Katie Joy, but because of you. So just stop all this bullshit. Now, this is the most selfish thing ever, Katie Joy says. Because having a child with chronic illness is inconvenient for most people. Our stress and anxiety is not conducive for healthy relationships. And all of our time, money, and resources go to him. Are you kidding? You are always the one that says how you film when your son gets back from school. To me, personally, that sounds like you're avoiding your son. And secondly, any kid, whether sick or healthy, as parents, that is our responsibility to give them all of us, our time, our money, our resources. It's our responsibility to give them everything of the best, to raise them, to care for them, to make sure they're good. So cut the crap. So in future, next time a creator does come for you and calls you names, suck it up, buttercup. You're not going to come for them. No creator ever needed you to come for them because you caused your own demise and long list of lawsuits on your own with your reckless and negligent and lackluster research that you call reporting. You have so many times put your family in a bad situation. Example, Tati Westbrook, that you claim you learned from, you didn't learn shit. Buying an $80,000 brand new car, is that not lavishly spending? Huge disclaimer. I know Katie Joy stands are going to come and say, I'm jealous. Have at it. Because that is all you idiots have. So do what you need to do and move on. When people were helping you guys, you totally did not use the money that it was intended for. Because Katie Joy wants to be like the Joneses. You know that saying, you like to live like the Joneses? That house you live in is not suitable for your son, Katie Joy, and you know that. But you wanted that house for yourself, to please the eye of others. Nobody is dragging you over petty crap. You have done some questionable shit, like recently, as I said, calling another man a pedophile and accusing him of heinous crimes and not even doing proper vetting of your sources. So like you said, your son will never be cured. He will always need support, and you're going to have to work your ass off to ensure that his needs are met. So I suggest you start doing your job properly. Also start doing the right thing, safeguarding yourself. Do your due diligence. Do your proper research. Vet your sources. I suggest also maybe get your husband to help with the finances. Maybe reverse the roles again so you can take some time out and regroup, because this is absolute bullshit. How you use your son like a scapegoat, like a shield from people coming at you for your shitty behavior. He deserves better. When people ask about your son out of the goodness of their heart and just being genuine to know how he is doing, you're the one that goes off on them. And now that you have nowhere to turn because you burnt all your bridges, let me use my son. It works every time. That's you, Katie Joy. You need to stop. If you think it stopped there, no. She went on and on and on, which I will make a part 2, because this now I feel I'm getting worked up, because no kid deserves this. Absolutely no kid deserves this. And Katie Joy is just rinse and repeat. She refuses to give him credit that he deserves. Makes him look and sound like he is the reason for all their issues. And that is not true. The truth is that his mother is just a piece of shit. Vaughn deserves so much more. He is such a smart young man, and he has not been given what he deserves, in my opinion. Thank you guys so much for watching. Have a fantastic rest of your week. Please be safe out there. Be kind to one another, and don't forget, make good memories.